probably be arresting me. They gonna probably be arresting me. Just because we want to have a good time.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of gun ammo, and Grammy Awards. New images from TMZ show inside Diddy's ransacked Beverly Hills mansion during the coast-to-coast raids where no arrests were made.
People in the home are traditionally detained during raids, so they don't flee, and so they don't destroy evidence.
The rapper's attorney calls it a witch hunt with an excessive show of force and hostility that led to a premature rush to judgment, adding Diddy will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
They don't execute these types of search warrants until they believe they have an ironclad case.
So, where's the 54-year-old now? Unclear, but his jet that traveled to Antigua from LA on Monday just landed in Miami today. That's where Diddy was last seen, reportedly bound for a Caribbean spring vacation with his two daughters. Also with him, an associate, Brendan Paul, who was arrested for alleged drug possession. He's been accused in a lawsuit of being a, quote, drug mule for Diddy, but hasn't commented. At least 5 lawsuits have been filed, nearly all by those claiming Diddy drugged and forced them into having sex. Longtime enemy, Diddy said, posted that his upcoming docuseries on the allegations is now titled Diddy Do It.
What we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. So I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it.
As the sex trafficking investigation continues, interviews with Diddy's star proteges are going viral, including Usher, who said as a teen, the rapper introduced him to a hypersexual environment he called Puppy Flavor Camp.
You know, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
That's what I'm talking about.
As I said before, I'm innocent.
Diddy talked to E.T. about his prior trouble with the law, including that infamous 1999 nightclub shooting. At the time, he and then-girlfriend J-Lo were both arrested.
I wish I would have stayed at home.
J-Lo wasn't charged, and Diddy was ultimately acquitted, but what can we expect if he's charged and tried in his new federal probe?
Diddy has essentially unlimited funds to defend this case, and I expect him to litigate it very aggressively. Ultimately, I think Diddy is going to be indicted by a grand jury. If Diddy waives his right to a speedy trial, he could potentially push the case out a year or more.
I can't be in this position again. I can't. I gotta try my best to do anything not to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And we are learning more about the sex trafficking raids on mansions belonging to Sean Diddy Combs. LA Times reports that agents seized hard drives and electronics. And what else? So the reason why we know about this is because at least 4 civil suits have been filed against him. And in those suits, what were the allegations they were making?
Sex trafficking, gun possession, and narcotics.
Okay, and so the police made a move this week. And if you look at some of these aerials, Derek, they went in with a ton of firepower. Why was all that necessary?
Well, once they had information that there were probably weapons in the house and the drugs, they had to be careful. So they mounted a team of, just like their SWAT team, to go in and to take care of that safely.
Here's from the LA Times saying that inside the Sean Diddy Combs raid, emptied safes, dismantled electronics, gun-toting feds. Sources said it appears investigators searching Combs' Holmby Hills home emptied safes, dismantled electronics, and left papers strewn in some rooms. Federal agents disabled his security system and seized the hard drive. That's a source according to the Times. So on the hard drive, that's where I assume they believed they needed it for evidence?
Well, the feds had a warrant to go in, and when they search these locations, their judge signs off on the warrant. They go in and they search everything in the house, from floors to cabinets to safes. They're all specified in the warrant.
Okay, so I mentioned the lawsuits, right? Just put those up here. It goes back to November of last year, right? Cassie, former girlfriend,
Yes.
files these suits. The next month you have Jane Doe, not public, right? So then you had a suit in February, another suit in March. If they go forward with this trial, where the raids happen in LA and the raids happen in Miami, the draw comes in New York.
At the MTV VMAs, released an R&B album that received a Grammy nomination and was a suitor to buy the BET network. But several lawsuits filed late last year raised allegations of sexual assault and against Combs, one of hip-hop's most recognizable names as a performer and producer. The music mogul's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were searched Monday by federal agents with Homeland Security investigators and other law enforcement. Officials saying the searches were connected to an investigation by federal authorities in New York City. Joining us live this morning to further explain is Fox 5 New York's Lisa Evers. And Lisa, it's been quite a week with Diddy headlines. How are you separating the news from social media, tsunamis, to gossip?
I think that's what we need to do first and foremost, because we have to separate these two periods before these raids on his homes in Los Angeles and Miami that happened last Monday, and from what we're hearing and seeing on social media. All the social media platforms, people seem to be coming out of the woodwork. Now, up until pre-Monday, the raids, he had 5 civil lawsuits filed against him. These are civil lawsuits. And it's important to keep in mind that even as of today, there are no criminal charges that we know of that are on public record against Sean Diddy Combs. Has he beaten cases in the past, like the 1999 gun case, which involved J-Lo at the time? Yes, but he has never been convicted of a crime. So that's important to keep in mind, because I think when you look at the volume, just the sheer volume of accusations, it's a backup dancer. It's somebody who was in the club. It's people the gentleman who was his music producer over the past year, Rodney Jones, known as Little Rod. There are all these allegations, and I think a lot of people, particularly in the hip-hop community, up until that raid happened on Monday, they were basically saying, okay, well, these are civil cases. A lot of things can happen. People are seeking huge numbers, 7-figure settlements to settle these lawsuits. Maybe it's more about money. Maybe things got exaggerated to get a bigger award, that type of thing. However, what last Monday was basically a change, changed the whole game and took it into a very serious level, a federal law enforcement level. And not only did we have the raids that we saw in Los Angeles and Miami, but we also had Homeland Security and the Southern District of New York, which is the federal district that covers Manhattan and handles the federal court cases. It is known as one of the toughest jurisdictions in the United States, and the most seasoned prosecutors. It's the district that many of them aspire to work at because it has such a reputation. So they basically said, this is under an investigation from our office. So it's an investigation that started out of New York, but they were going through the Los Angeles home, going through the Miami home, and so far, from what we know, again, officially on the record, not from what people are saying or what people are saying on blogs, blog posts, or the different social media platforms, is that no, he hasn't been charged. There was a man that was charged in Miami this week who's the alleged drug mule for him. That's what they're calling him. But as of now, there are no criminal charges filed against him.
I had my own week, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard being like, daddy, when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling, like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit.
So there's been this huge buzz on the internet about leaked audio between Diddy and Meek Mill. And let me tell you, it's been shocking everyone. The audio captures some explicit and disturbing sounds between these two big names in the hip-hop world. But here's the thing, this leaked audio could have some serious legal consequences, especially for Diddy. The content of the audio suggests some potential wrongdoing and raises concerns about consent and exploitation. So, without any further ado, let's get right into this whole new scandal. Well, leading up to the leaked audio, there were a lot of rumors and speculation about what was going on between Diddy and Meek Mill. Both
Both of them had denied anything was going on, but people in the industry were saying otherwise. These rumors got people really curious. Then, the bomb dropped some audio leaked online that supposedly had Diddy and Meek Mill talking inappropriately. It was pretty shocking stuff, with descriptions of some messed up things happening between them. And hearing Meek Mill sounding distressed in the audio made it even more serious. People couldn't help but be hooked on the audio because it gave a glimpse into a world that's usually hidden from the public. The leaked conversations showed how power works in the industry and got people talking about consent and exploitation. As everyone tried to figure out where the audio came from and why it was leaked, there was a lot of speculation about who was behind it and what they wanted. And legal experts started talking about the possible legal consequences for Diddy and Meek Mill. The leaked audio is a wake-up call showing the dark side of fame and celebrity culture. It made people confront uncomfortable truths about power and influence of Diddy in the music industry. After the leak, everyone was still focused on the drama. People wanted to know exactly what happened and what it meant for Diddy and Meek Mill. The fallout from the leaked audio was huge, affecting their reputations and starting conversations about accountability in the entertainment world. As we find out what happened after the leaked audio, we'll look at how it affected Diddy, Meek Mill, and the entire Hollywood. But first, we need to recognize how important this moment is and the questions it raises about power, consent, and exploitation of individuals like Meek Mill.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
So, after that audio got leaked, it's clear that things are pretty intense and have a big impact. It's not just confirming what we already kind of knew about Diddy and Meek Mill's relationship, but it's also showing us some messed up stuff happening behind the scenes in the industry. Now, when you listen to the audio, you're hit with some pretty messed up stuff. You can practically feel Meek Mill's alleged distress through his voice, like he's really uncomfortable and in pain. And then there's Diddy, whose actions in the audio make you wonder about consent and exploitation. I mean, this leaked audio is some serious evidence that something shady might have gone down. Also, the lawsuit against Diddy involves other individuals, such as his sons Justin and Christian Combs, Young Miami, Usher, and Meek Mill, which adds more complexity to the story. Rodney Jones, the music producer who filed the lawsuit, has implicated these prominent figures in the industry. These new findings show how everything in the entertainment world is connected and bring up worries about bigger problems with power and influence. The leaked audio doesn't just affect the people mentioned, it's starting discussions about how the industry as a whole needs to be more accountable and responsible. A fan tweeted, "That legit sounded non-consensual. I pray Meek Mill presses charges. No person should be violated like that."
Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
After the leaked audio dropped, social media went crazy with all sorts of opinions and reactions. People were quick to respond, and boy, were they fired up. Users from all over the place took to different platforms to express their shock, anger, and utter disbelief at what they heard. Hashtags about Diddy and Meek Mill blew up globally, as everyone had something to say about this scandal. Meek Mill and Diddy's fans had their backs, but haters jumped in to bash them. People left comments showing support or demanding they take responsibility. Some fans couldn't believe it and felt let down, while others doubted if the leaked audio was even real. Popular stars linked to Diddy also shared their thoughts, with some showing support for Meek Mill and Diddy, while others criticized Diddy's actions. The responses were all over the place, showing the different opinions within the industry. So, Meek Mill went on Twitter to defend himself from the accusations. He posted a bunch of tweets saying he didn't do anything wrong and called out his haters for trying to ruin his name. But instead of shutting them up, his response just made more people mad and doubting if he was being genuine. People quickly and harshly criticized Meek Mill, saying he was trying to manipulate his fans and avoid taking responsibility. Some brought up his past actions as proof of a troubling pattern, while others demanded that he own up to what he did. Meanwhile, Diddy didn't say much on social media and didn't address the allegations publicly. This just made people wonder more and made the scandal even more intense. As the drama on social media continued, everyone couldn't stop talking about the leaked audio. People were deep in discussions about power, consent, and exploitation, dissecting every detail.
Meanwhile, a clip of Nicki Minaj resurfaced where she seemingly hints at Meek allegedly being on the DL.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
You don't know about that.
'Cause I do.
Now that the dust is starting to settle after the leaked audio, everyone is wondering what will happen to those involved. Meek Mill could face some serious consequences for his career and reputation in the industry. The scandalous allegations of his involvement with Diddy have caused a lot of backlash, and people are questioning if he can bounce back from this hit to his old self. A user commented saying, "Diddy, worse than R. Kelly." Another one added, "He let his kids get arrested and go through the jail experience shows what kind of man he is." On top of all the hate on social media, Meek Mill's career might take a hit because of this scandal. Labels and big shots in the industry might think twice about collaborating with him, worried about being linked to the drama. Concert organizers and sponsors might also keep their distance, worried about the bad press that comes with his name. Meanwhile, Diddy is dealing with his own legal issues after the leaked audio. There are rumors going around about him avoiding authorities, possibly hiding out in the Caribbean to stay out of trouble. Experts are predicting serious legal consequences for Diddy, including charges like sexual misconduct and conspiracy. The scandal involving Meek Mill and Diddy has caused a ripple effect, impacting other people named in the lawsuit filed by music producer Rodney Jones. The lawsuit also includes other people raising concerns about their involvement in the alleged misconduct and legal consequences. As they keep investigating about the scandal, we're still not sure how it will affect Meek Mill as a whole. The aftermath of the leaked audio is a harsh wake-up call to the shady side of celebrity culture, where manipulation and power plays can run rampant. It's a clear reminder of why accountability and honesty are crucial in an industry where there are people like Diddy.
He says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. He says something fabulous and he goes, no, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. Like, when you see Jadakiss put his head down, like, while we stuck here right now, and the cameras is rolling, everybody see, don't make like it's just me, man. What if he do some like a little fluffy stuff?
Now you guys,
like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You gonna make me mess up the way. Let me get out of no, dude, take me dancing. Did what the guy said to a girl.
So, the leaked audio of Diddy and Meek Mill has caused quite a stir in the world. It's got people talking and raising some serious questions about power and exploitation. We've looked into how it all went down, talked about the accusations, and discussed what it means for both Meek Mill and Diddy. But this whole situation is bigger than just them. And we want to hear from you. What do you guys think about this whole scandal? Can Meek Mill bounce back? Or will Diddy's legal troubles bring more problems to him?
They hating on you this morning? Good. Because if they hating on you this morning, that lets you know that confirms everything you've ever accomplished. You did it without them. You don't need them. And if you don't need them, they ain't got to give you nothing. Tell them go get under somebody who's needy.
get a search warrant to get someone's home or someone's phone, or what type of evidence would they need to present to a magistrate?
You have to have verified evidence that is more than just on the state level, which what we considered as a ham sandwich. Is anybody can make a ham sandwich. That's how easy it is to get a warrant to go and search a residence. So in this particular matter, all they had to present was, hey, we have X, Y, and Z. We need to go and search this residence because this may hold key evidence that we need to use in order to build a case. We have these sufficient facts. We have this track record that we need to verify based off of this particular evidence that we think that is located. Now, they cannot just say, oh, we have this mountain of different information that we need. It has to be specific. They have to be specific in what evidence that they're looking for at this particular residence. So they cannot go on a witch hunt. So it has to be very specific.
Now, they could have, the FBI could have been the one fully to execute the warrant, but it was Homeland Security. Can you explain the difference between Homeland Security and just the FBI itself?
Oh, Homeland Security is, they are the individuals, when there are terrorist individuals within this country, they're the ones that take on that investigation. And recently I had Homeland Security contact me about a client who sold a business to what they're considered terrorists. So they investigate very high security level cases that are a threat to the country.
There's a complete and utter takedown of P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men, okay? 3. So there's going to be a takedown that comes in with that, and he's going to try to step away.
Listen, man, if it's one thing that I learned from Diddy in this whole situation is that people don't love you. They love what you represent. They love what you can provide. They love their interests. If you benefit that, but they don't give a fuck about you, because the minute you fall, they with the quiet. One minute you could be the biggest thing in the world, and the next minute you could be the butt of everybody's jokes. People that said they love you, people that was with you, just understand that. Just understand that tomorrow they won't fuck with you. Today you could be the man, you could be at the top, and tomorrow everybody will turn against you. So don't live for the praises, don't live for the claps, don't live for the awards and rewards, live for you. Go to sleep every night knowing that you can sleep good because your moral compass is good because you live for you. Because all the rest of that shit is superficial and it's fleeting. Your best friend will be your enemy tomorrow. The person who loved you will try to kill you tomorrow. Just understand that. In this life, there's no permanent friends and lovers or anything. It's only permanent interests. If your interests don't align with somebody else's, if you don't benefit them no more, they don't give a fuck. Once they start praising you and they start clapping for you and shit get dim, it's only you. It's only you, King. Pay attention. The minister said, don't laugh, learn.
It all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in the exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one point he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I said, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, You can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So then, next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, "Yo, I'm here for my cousin." I said, "Who your cousin?" And he said, "Ja Rule." I said, "Well, he busy right now." He said, "He busy doing what?" I said, "He with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered." He said, "Well, I'm going in there." I said, "Bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them." He was like, "Yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there." That booth like that. I said, "Yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, "Yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin." He know me well. You know, and Puff's like, "Yo, G, what happened?" I said, "He tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room." He was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, "Yo," Ja said, "You ain't want to go in that room. There's a lot of freaking going on." So I was like, "Oh," he said, "It was a lot of freaking going on." So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, "Yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do?" Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, "Yo, you good," and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, "You don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind." What they was doing with those butt plugs. That was crazy. It was real wild.
Listen to my man. Where we go. This is my man Boosie talk about Diddy and Cassie. Here we go.
With Cassie, it's either she was traumatized by what she been through.
Mm-hmm.
Either she was traumatized, she was sick and hurt, or she loved every minute of it.
Or both.
You know, it's either or. No, it ain't both. It's either or. It's either or, because if you said he done what all he did, allegedly did, then you traumatized. I mean, in one way. But it also can be a way. I've known women who, I had a woman tell me, "I want you to come look for me and find me and grab me out the club by my, and
Oh, like a role play kind of thing?
No. I mean, I'm saying that to say she could have loved every minute of it, because if somebody making you fuck a bigger dick A better dick.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I wasn't ready for that one.
Listen.
Okay.
Are you getting better sex while your man getting off? Then you say after you do this, he buy you gifts.
Yeah.
Then you say when you try to leave, he come and get you and send people to get you. Some women love it out the club.
Oh, like a rope?
I'm gonna call. Well, I'm gonna agree with Vlad on this. I'm not saying these sexual experiences she wasn't maybe orgasming, that she didn't maybe like them at moments because she's a human too. But to pretend that she was loving it would be a far stretch. Clearly, these things wasn't happening to her by being volunteering. She was actually being volunteered for most of these things, and even if obviously sex, maybe some of the free call shit she was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. It doesn't change the fact that she's an abuse victim, and it doesn't change the fact that she, by and large, in part, she don't like that shit, man. Like, come on.
He told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother. And I was like, he did what?
So I dare this nigga talking about he want receipts. Let's start with your mother. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Thing is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipt.
Gene Deal has shared some revealing information about Diddy and his mother, Janice. He disclosed that Diddy had been physically aggressive towards his mother in the past. Rumors have circulated suggesting that Janice might have been involved in dubious activities, potentially exploiting young women. A re-emerged video featuring Diddy's former artist, Mace, implies that Janice might possess evidence incriminating Diddy.
This is the part of why he do the things that he do to women, bro. Because if you do that type of thing to your mother, I heard him curse his mother.
This raises questions about the nature of their relationship and its potential influence on Diddy's behavior. Diddy has faced serious allegations over the years, including assault, exploitation, and trafficking. Many are trying to understand the origins of Diddy's actions, speculating whether his upbringing or inherent nature is responsible. Some suggest that Janice's intense ambition for Diddy to succeed might have influenced her tolerance of his aggressive behavior. Diddy's early life was marked by tragedy, with his father, Melvin, being killed when Diddy was just 2 years old. Janice, a former model turned teacher's assistant, was deeply devoted to Diddy, often overshadowing her relationship with her daughter, Keisha. Despite their close bond, recent revelations have raised concerns about the values and lessons Diddy might have learned from Janice. The claims about Janice's involvement in organizing events potentially exploiting young women have added another layer of complexity to the situation. These allegations, if true, further raise questions about the influence Janice might have had on Diddy's treatment of women. Recent legal challenges against Diddy have intensified these concerns, especially considering he has 4 daughters. In summary, the information shared by Gene Deal has sparked discussions about the dynamics between Diddy and Janice and their potential impact on Diddy's behavior. The allegations against Diddy and Janice have led to widespread speculation about the origins of Diddy's actions and the nature of their relationship. When Diddy was merely 2 years old, his father Melvin was fatally shot while inside his car on Central Park West. The case remains unsolved, but there are theories suggesting Melvin might have been targeted due to his alleged role as a police informant. Meanwhile, Janice Combs showered her affection on Diddy, seemingly more than on her daughter, Keisha. Diddy has always publicly acknowledged his close bond with his mother, expressing gratitude for her guidance in his speeches. Yet, given the serious accusations against Diddy, many are left wondering about the values and teachings Janice imparted to him. Rumors suggest that some of Diddy's controversial behaviors may have been influenced by Janice. Contrary to claims about her modeling career, there's scant evidence to support it. Instead, whispers suggest that Janice might have been involved in organizing events that purported to be fashion shows, but were possibly fronts for connecting young women with questionable individuals. There are even unverified reports suggesting that a serious incident involving a minor at one of these events led to its shutdown, although Janice was not formally charged. If these rumors hold any truth, It raises questions about the environment in which Diddy was raised and its potential impact on his treatment of women. The controversies surrounding Diddy have further escalated with allegations from Cassie about coercive behavior and subsequent legal challenges involving a minor. The fact that Diddy is a father to 4 daughters adds another layer of concern to these allegations. In fact, the twin daughters he shares with the late Kim Porter Delilah Starr and Jess James just turned 17 earlier this month. So with all these allegations about Diddy and his mother Janice, trafficking young women are true. It really makes you wonder what kind of influence they have on the girls in the family. Delilah and Jess have already received backlash for sharing inappropriate photos on Instagram, despite being just 7, and when they recently shared these photos from a vacation. A lot of fans jumped to the comments to say this is not okay. These pictures are too grown and not age appropriate. One fan commented, "Their daddy got them around city girls, and this is the problem." And another person wrote, "The industry children have to be sold out to there or not exempt. This is sad." Kim is rolling in her grave because she kept them age appropriate. The father allows the industry to over-sexualize his daughter's sad. And this wasn't even the first time Diddy's twins were called out over revealing outfits for their 16th birthday party. They were matching sets that looked completely inappropriate, with some fans even comparing. "It's a Playboy bunny outfit," now going back to the twins, Grandma Janice. She allegedly encouraged Diddy to do whatever it took to climb the ladder, even if it meant getting down on his knees for his mentor, Clive Davis. Janice was allegedly involved in Diddy's climb to the top from the start, and when Diddy started showing signs of anger issues and disturbing personality traits, not only did Janice refuse to get him help, but word on the street is that she encouraged him to be ruthless and step on others. What's even more bizarre is that Janice didn't even do anything when Diddy turned her anger on her, and Diddy's bodyguard, Gene Deal, recently revealed that Diddy used to slap Janice.
He told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother.
One thing I give Shug credit for, and I can even tell he don't really want to. He hates Puffy and Snoop. If it was Snoop, he might be in trouble. But he don't have that much hate for Puff. He don't have that much hate for Puff. He just knew. We always knew. I've been telling y'all. That whole Bad Boy count was some weird gay motherfuckers. Y'all just didn't want to listen and believe it. Y'all listen to Biggie lyrics. Biggie been telling y'all how he been in his lyrics. I showed y'all a picture with him and a little 13-year-old girl sitting on his lap, smoking marijuana, talking about they used to have to wipe their feet on Death Row t-shirts or something like that before they walked in a house and stuff like that. Y'all got Lil C's and our girl Lil Kim talking about how they used to do the butterfly dance, how they used to get naked in front of each other and be dancing and shit. Birds of a feather flocks together, right? Ain't that the term my grandma used to use? And so, I've been telling y'all, so Suge know that they weird and weirdos, so he ain't gonna beat up on them too much. That's your float, that's what floats your boat, that's how it goes. So.
Gene Deal, we gotta get right into it, man. And Diddy, his house got raided. How you feel about that?
Well, I think that the authorities came up with enough evidence to go into a judge by using the civil cases that has came upon him. So, because they used the civil cases and found that there was some criminal activity that may have been found at some one of those people who, like Cassie, Jonathan Odie didn't have a civil case against him, but Cassie, Jonathan Odie, and Lil Rob, they used the evidence that they had or the statements they made and convinced the judge that there was enough probable cause to go in there with a search warrant. But the way they did the search warrant and how they did it, man, I thought he was El Chapo or somebody. You know, they took a tactical team in there, brother. They had tactical units. You understand? And it was for allegedly a sex crime. But they took, my man, did you see the artillery and the way the Homeland Security came in there? my man. You would have swore, you know, it was going to be some gun violence up in there, how they came to it. So my feeling of it is that enough statements have been made that they could probably prove. They did enough investigation. See, people think that when the federal government go in there on you, the reason they got a 99% conviction rate because most people say they got me. They don't go to court with them. So for them to have a team in New York, because they didn't really mention too much about New York. They had property in New York, property in Miami, and a property in LA, all simultaneously hit. Those different agencies had to get together, plan that, and that's not no bull. You know, that's a lot of manpower, a lot of money. So they want to know how they spent the taxpayer. The taxpayer's going to know why you spending my money on this to come up with nothing. So you best believe they had something in the first place to go up in there, either through, like I said before, wiretaps. You understand? Because if they convinced the judge that they need a warrant, they had wiretaps, surveillance, and different things that was going on. And then, like, it's a lot of crazy statements that have been made. And you got to look at that interview that Jonathan Odie did, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That was probably more damaging than Cassie. And that was more damaging than Cassie. Because check this out. He said Diddy was transporting liquid cocaine on his private jets. Now, the DEA wasn't involved in this. It was the FBI and the Homeland Security, basically. That's because of the sex trafficking thing. But if they find any of that stuff in any one of his houses, there's a problem. Even if they find illegal guns, the constitutional right goes the right to bear arms, but he have to have licenses for that shit. So if anybody got illegal guns up in there, if they find any kind of drugs to a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged because what he did, he put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Did you see the video of his kids in handcuffs?
Yeah, that's a tactical thing. The kids being in handcuffs is a tactical thing that law enforcement use, you understand, hoping that people who've never been in handcuffs before, that it either scares them or want to make them talk. There's no reason after they searched those kids, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for, like, materials, laptops, telephones, logs, pictures, tapes. You know, that's what they search warrant is for. They didn't have a search warrant for bodies. So those kids, when they came out, they should have searched them. And then, yo, listen, y'all sit down right there. That was a tactical move to get them to talk and to scare them into saying something, you know, by keeping them handcuffed like that. They didn't have to do those kids like that.